Hello YouTube, this is Almond here with another episode of Wargame Airland Battle. Today we're starting on day 9 of the Fortress Oslo campaign, and now we're going to have to look at our strategy. So, Toyn and Malmo, the 9 Dimas are facing off against 3 Soviet forces. That's not exactly good, but they've held their own so far. I don't really want to keep them fighting, but I'll have to do. Up here, various American forces are fighting for Stavanger and Gull. Oslo's still ours though, which is good. Up here, the British forces, I think they had some rest and recuperation. I want to see how their initiative still isn't great, but I'll have to do. So, this is what we're looking at. Okay, the key of the mission is I think we have about 3 to 5 days to take the 3 cities of Oslo, Copenhagen and Stockholm. And as you can see, Oslo and Copenhagen are ours. Stockholm is the last one. Okay, if we can capture this within a few days, we'll have won the campaign. Now, the forces we have at our disposal are the Airborne, the Panzer Brigade, the DBL, and an air assault. Okay. Now, looking at this, I think the Panzer Brigade is the most powerful force there, and it's one I really wanted to call in. But unfortunately it can only deploy it into Kiel, which as you can see is really far away from any fighting. So this is the plan. The various American forces are tasked with engaging the various Soviet forces in their sector, and they will continue to fight until they can secure Norway. The 9 Dima will continue to hold for as long as possible. I think it can, because of the way the mechanics work, I think it can keep securing a draw against their forces. Most of them are low on initiative anyway, so I think we'll be okay on that front. See, the 134 guards motorized, the 131 guards motorized, and the 510 independent. Meanwhile, the British forces, let's see, I want to see what this Soviet force is. Do we have any air recon cards left? Or whatever you want. No, aerial cover. Right. So, the plan is simple. Of the forces we have here, I think this air assault would probably be the best one. The DBL, if we can afford it, I think it's got tanks, whereas this air assault doesn't. Yeah, you see, this air assault's got quite a weak selection of vehicles. So, the plan is simple. These guys keep fighting here. I think the British are okay holding Karlsand. I'm going to give them the order for more R&R once I find their icon, because as you know, the icon isn't above them for some reason. It's over just below Orabo. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to use rest and recuperation, get some more initiative back. French continue to do what you have to do here. Americans keep doing what you have to do here, and then we'll use the various points that we have from our various sectors, and we'll build up enough forces. If we have enough to afford the DBL, we'll use the DBL. If not, we only need 3 more points, so we'll probably get the 101st Air Assault. And then the British forces will, along with the Americans, will attack Stockholm. So until then, I think we need to use some of our more free cards. So we're going to use camouflage to keep these guys safe, because I don't want them drawing any attention. Mine layer, I don't really see what the point of the mine layer is, but we're just going to deploy it because we can. We're going to grant aerial cover to the Dima because they're going to need it. Elsewhere, I think we're okay. Commando raid, let's see what this does, just in case it's any good. It makes them lose initiative and immobilizes them. But at the cost of 15, I don't think it's worth it at this point. So the plan is simple. Americans will continue to hold Norway. British hold, what's that, Karlsand. French will continue to hold off this huge Soviet army, distracting them from the real attack, which will come from either the 101st or the DBL, depending on how many points we have. Interesting enough, we're only 20 points morale away. I'm not sure if that guarantees us victory or whatever that does, but we'll have to find out. So let's send those orders. I wonder what fight will come first. The 194th. Okay, this will be an interesting fight, because if you remember correctly, this was the one we've pretty much set up a victory, so let's see how this goes. Right, so here we go. So just a little bit of trivia for you. This is actually the second time I'm now playing this level. The first time I started off, but the AI blatantly cheated so much I just couldn't put up with it anymore. It was just atrocious what the AI was doing, and I was having none of it. Basically, if you remember, we're both really low on initiative, and because I can only afford 2 command vehicles and a handful of troops, it summoned up a command vehicle to Oslo, it spammed one to Kjari, it spammed one to Hamar, it spammed one to Bergen, it called in several anti-aircraft units, artillery, it had an FOB. It's just... Now, I know that the AI is meant to, like, has an advantage in terms of points deployed, and it's omniscient, it can see your units and plan accordingly, but it was just blatantly cheating so much. What's the point in having these mechanics of initiative and morale if the computer just cheats so obviously? So I decided to restart just because I wasn't going to put up with it. So this is round 2, but the plan remains pretty much the same. If you remember from last episode, we've advanced from where the AI held everything but Bergen, and we've now pushed up, so we have secured everything but Oslo, and now it falls on us to finish them off. So the plan is simple. We're going to deploy a command vehicle at Airland and deploy a command vehicle at Stavanger. We're then going to set up a few light units based on our initial points to hold Stavanger and the roadway at Alpha to stop them attacking Airland. We're then going to use the remainder of our points to capture Lillehammer, Hamar and Bergen to give us enough points to deploy more units at them and just crush them against Oslo until they surrender or bleed or whatever you want to put, basically until they die. So I'm going to see what's the better AGM unit, because if they come out of here, there's a good open field, so I think an AGM unit will do well here. So I'm going to see, we've got 20 points for these, 10 and 6. These guys, where's the dragons? They cost 60, and their ATKMs are worse, so it's definitely these ones we're going to want to use. So 2 toes set up here, and 1 assault engineers that I'll put in the town. Then up here, wow, another, actually recon probably isn't that important. We'll just give them a rifleman. Nah, I can't, they have the recon, right. So the plan is simple. If anything comes out of here, the toes can fire at them, and then the combat engineers will ambush them in the town. If they come up here, the Bradley can fire EGMs and use its Boostmaster against them, and the infantry can finish them off with whatever they have. I'm guessing laws? Yeah, M72's laws. And while that's going on, these command vehicles here at Airland and Stavanger build up enough points, then we capture Bergen, Hamar and Lillehammer to give us the economic might to finish this. So let's get started. I just realised that Bradley is not in a position that would help it. If it were to... Okay, so they hold Oslo, but they're probably going to want to expand based on the AI in the last term. Now, I don't like restarting because it feels like cheating, but the AI was blatantly cheating. If you want to, I can release the footage of it doing it. It was just... the amount of units it was fielding was stupid, because the mechanics of initiative are to promote this sort of long and like slow advance, but what's the point of that when you're wearing your forces down? The AI can just deploy whatever it likes. I don't know. So here we got some BTR-60Bs. Nothing too tricky to deal with. There's a waste of toes there. Well, Bradleys don't come with a lot of them. I'm gonna turn it off. These things aren't gonna help. And let's get our command vehicles deployed. Because the sooner we capture sectors, the sooner... Okay, we got a Conkers. That didn't take long to kill. See, they're already starting to deploy a lot of forces here. I'm gonna buy them a helmet. Alright. Good thing is that the infantry are slow, so helps us out a lot. At the time, what are they fielding? Saw tanks in there somewhere. T-72As. I'm gonna have to fight off this attack. A Cobra will do best here. Why are the assault engineers? I didn't tell you to run. So the Cobra will do well here, but it can use its ATKMs on the T-72s, and then its rockets on the rest of them. While we expand. Okay, should be close enough now. Don't usually attack him once your missiles are up. Actually, there's nothing else I could really be attacking, so that's good. The Cobra can open fire now. We should get a good kill-death ratio out of this. Change altitude. I want you to fly high and proud. Let's fly you up here. Are you out of rockets already? Let's get the next command vehicle bot. Let's pop it down to Bergen. Damn, those engineers are going to get knocked out. Why are the toes not being resupplied by that supply truck?